Driving through these old rolling hills to the closest place to heaven I know. Heading north through Kentucky to the only place I'll ever call home. I'm leaving the bluegrass state behind, waiting for me on the other side.
Oh. Hey guys, it's Ty. It's Saturday morning. It is August 18th, I want to say. Let me check quick. I am so excited. This is the very first morning that when I head out, it is cold. Like, there is an actual nip. Yes, it's August 18th. There is an actual nip in the air. I checked the weather just a little bit ago and it said 41 degrees in Middlebury where I'm heading. That's northern Indiana, and I tell you what, it's a morning like this that makes me realize hunting season is only a few weeks away. We've got just a little bit over half of August done, and we're only a month and a half from setting the tree stand October 1st. I always hunt October 1st. I rarely can get out and hunt a full day because it's not usually worth it. The moon calendar this year, according to Bill, it's not going to really start picking up until the second week, third week of October. It's looking really good. I think it was the third week. Yes, the third week is kind of when I'm going to start hitting it hard. I might even take a day or two off then because I'm thinking, my gut's telling me that that's the time frame where they're going to be getting pretty active. The bucks are going to get antsy. It's when you're going to start seeing some scrapes start really popping up and aggressive scrapes starting to happen. But yeah, it's August 18th. The weather is amazing this morning, and we're planting today. We are planting our one clover plot that we have not planted yet, and we are also going to plant our big plot of brassicas. And really, this plot is mainly we're thinking late season. In a perfect world, I'm not even going to need to hunt the bucks coming in to and from this food plot, because hopefully I'm going to have a buck on the ground before late season happens, to where these radishes and turnips will turn and the sugar will switch and the starches in them will turn to sugar, and that's when the deer really start pounding them. One quick tip: if you plant brassicas for the first time, everybody's been telling me if the deer aren't finding them, just walk back into your food plot and start ripping some of them up. Might even take a machete and just chop a couple in half, and that scent and everything, and those deer will discover them. And the second they realize what's right underneath the soil and they start figuring out what's there, they're going to start digging them out, especially if it's a hard winter. I predict there's not going to be as many crops left hanging around this year, just because of the drought that hit us. So brassicas, and especially the turnips and radishes, those could be huge successes in the late season. Any food plot that has late season browse or turnips or radishes is going to be a great hit. Just got to hope the deer find it and like it. So that's where we're heading. I got about a half-hour ride and we'll be over there. My dad was going to start tilling it at 8. It's about 10 till that right now. So we'll get there right when I get out of some of the work, but I'm sure I'll do my fair share of tilling and raking, and we're going to get a couple stands ready. Hey guys, I'm back at the woods and I'm heading back right now. I hear the tiller running, so Dad's already got a start on it. Before I put the camera down, I'll show you kind of what we're doing today. He's already got this small plot tilled this morning. This was just like a pure attraction blend last year. This year it's going to be all clover, and we'll probably till this under next year. Possibly we might leave it up for another year, but really, since we were getting rid of the large clover stand over here to the east, we wanted to put some clover in, and one of our new food plots has clover mixed into it, crimson clover. This is going to be crimson and white, and yeah, and that's what's going to go in this plot. Crimson is just a one-year clover, so it's not going to be a big deal to till this under, but the big clover plot is being tilled right now as we speak by my father, and This is going to be brassicas this year. And you can see we're just using a regular garden tiller. Does a good number on it. So this is all going to be brassicas this year, and then it'll probably go back to clover. All we have left is crimson clover seed, so what we're doing is we're going to plant some winter rye real thin in this plot. And so it's basically just going to be winter rye, and some crimson clover is going to be planted kind of heavy. But we're spreading the winter rye right now. We were lucky enough to get a drag back on this plot and the one behind me. I'll show you the plot back here. This connecting trail, I till it whenever we're back here just to keep the weeds down and the deer use it a little bit more. But so yeah, this plot is ready to go. All it's got to do is get seeded. We were able to drag it with a fence, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. This apple tree right here, which hopefully in the future you're going to come along with me and my dad while we try to get these apple trees to produce. We've got about 17 of them back here, and they don't produce apples. But this apple tree right here, and then this one over here, the deer, I mean, there was huge scrapes underneath them last year, so I'm going to rake that out, rake out both of those for future scrapes. I'm also going to rake out that apple tree, what you see right there, that edge. I'm going to keep that open because there's some great licking branches. We're going to encourage scrape there. Just keep it clear. Those three, the bucks already hit. They hit them last year. I'm not going to even do anything with them. This one right here, this small little sapling, good level for a licking branch right at the shoulders. I already raked it out underneath it, and what I'm going to do is we got some pre-orbital gland stuff that I'm just going to experiment with, and we figured the deer are not scraping here already, so we're going to see if we can encourage it. I'm not going to use any of that pre-orbital stuff at spots that the deer are already prone to make scrapes, just because God's already taken care of it and they're already hitting them, so why do I want to mess with that? As you come this way, we got more food plot here. I'm going to encourage a scrape right here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a trimmer and I'm going to trim all these branches up and just leave the ones that are shoulder height. I might even bend down a couple of them. You know, just cut them just enough so where I can bend the branch and it'll stay living this year, and we can create a lick there as well and a scrape. Encourage it. I might do the same at that one too. But this plot right here is going to be getting Whitetail Institute wintergreens in a section of it. Another section is going to get purple top turnips, and another section is going to get daikon radishes. And so this is going to be our primary winter plot. And if we don't have a deer, or I mean if we haven't downed a big buck come winter time, this is where we're going to be setting up on, or actually setting over the runs running to this plot. So yeah, we're going to seed this. We got a couple stands to check. We got to fertilize this, and then we'll be good to go. Hey guys, here we are, same day as planting those food plots at our place. We've since drove over to the swamp property, and what we're doing right now is, after Bill Vale's advice, we're moving our stand. We're along a run right now, a quad trail, two-track trail, whatever you want to call it, and there's 3 of them that run north to south. Just to give you a little background and a little orientation, to the north is a small marsh, and it ties off into the northeast, and it's a bedding area. To the west, Bill and I both think, and Bill especially believes, there's deer bedding in the back growth of some of these lots and the houses over here. So we've got deer coming from the west, we got deer coming from the north and northwest, and then on south through these woods is a cornfield, and then on south of that is like a 200-acre swamp that's owned by the state and nobody hunts it. Over here to the, here, I'll stop moving the camera. Over here behind me, because I'm facing west right now, to my east is a food plot that we put in. And we're on the middle 2-track run right now, and we're going to have a stand here. We're going to have a stand over on the western 2-track, and we might have a stand on the eastern 2-track, because this one, the middle one, and that eastern one that runs into the food plot seem to be the ones that they like to scrape at. Seems to be the ones that they really prefer to set up a scrape line every year, because I know we came in January and they were still ripping them open somewhat, and we could see where they all were during the year, and it was this one and that one over there. had a lot of scrapes on it. So that's what we're doing right now. We just cut a big lane because Bill wanted to move us. We were over on the eastern side of this 2-track, but he wanted to get us on the west side up at Poplar and an extra 10 feet. We're going to be up around 27 feet at minimum. I think we're going to be closer to 30 by the time it's all said and done. But let me show you what we're doing. Let me turn this around. We're going up that poplar right there, and we're going to be about way up there where those things meet. Let me zoom back. Now I'm walking backwards north in the 2-track trail. We're going to be up that poplar right there, and we're going to have a shot right down through here. Big one. That branch right here is going to get cut down. But there's a big crossing. Oh, I'm sorry. I was on the wrong tree. We're going to go up that poplar right there. Way up there. About way right up there. I'll back up. See, we can shoot right through this maple. We cut big branches. There was one there, one there, one there, one there. So now the tree we're up is in main focus, and right now we're on a run that runs from the east to the west off this 2-track trail, and the deer curl in right here.